Hello everyone, welcome to another basic core Java video. So in this lesson I will discuss about Java's string buffer class. String buffer is a class in Java that provides a mutable. Mutable means modifiable sequence of characters. It is used to build a string value that can be modified over time without creating a new object for each modification. This makes it more efficient for certain operations compared to the Java string class, which is immutable. Immutable means cannot be changed once it is created. The string buffer class provides methods for appending, inserting, deleting, and manipulating characters in the string buffer, making it useful for situations where a string may not be changed frequently. So in this video what I'm going to discuss about the 10 important methods of string buffer. So let us get started. Alright, you can see that I already opened Eclipse, so let me create the project. Okay, the project is created. Now I need to create a class in that project. So new class, then say that it is buffer demo, and I also need a main method in the class. All right, so my method class is ready. Okay, so I'll explain 10 important methods in string buffer. Okay, so before that we need to know how to create a string buffer object. So we know that how to create a string. So this is the way that you can create a string some string like this. So this way you can create a string, but in case of string buffer we need to use a constructor. Okay, so string buffer, my buffer, this thing, it can be anything as your choice. New string buffer. Okay, imagine that, let me delete this line. Imagine that I created a imaginary kind of basket or container where I will keep all my strings. So that container is nothing but my buffer, and in that container we can keep our strings. Okay, so how to keep the things inside. Okay, so my buffer, then append, say that string 1. Okay, now I want to print the content of this string buffer. How to print that? To a string. Okay, this content, this buffer dot to a string. Now if I run this application, so you will see string 1. Okay, string 1 is added in this buffer. I want to add another string. Okay, so copy string 2. Now print again. You can see string 1, string 2, so it is coming in the same line. If I want to make a different line, what you can do, you can add /n, the meaning is new line. Okay, now what will happen if you run it? It will come in the different line. Cool, right? Okay, so append means it will append to the string whatever it has. Okay, so initially we had string 1, then on the top of that I have added another string called string 2. Okay, so this is the most important method that we generally use for the string buffer to add something in the buffer. Okay, now I have a list of all the methods. So we have already talked about the append want, so let me strike it. Okay, now insert. I want to add something in that buffer. How can I insert? Okay, my buffer, there is a, say that you have created the buffer and dynamically you want to insert in that buffer. Okay, so say that I want to insert something in this position. Okay, 0, so another string. Okay, now print it again. Can you see another string? It got placed here. Now say that I want to place it after this another string I want to place here. Okay, so how should I write this code? So start counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So string another, let me see, string 1, no, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically you are saying that okay, in this index add this particular string. Okay, so next let me finish this item. Okay, delete. Okay, I want to delete something from the buffer. Okay, so let me delete this thing first of all. Let me go to the initial stage of the code. Okay, you can see that we have these things, only 2 string. Now my buffer dot delete. Okay, start and end. Okay, say that I want to delete these things. So how should I count? 0, as is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then run it. G is still coming because in Java everything, in case of string, the starting and end is always exclusive. Okay, it will not be counted. The fifth will not be counted. It will be counted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will delete only this. To make it everything to removed from here, so we need to make it 6. Okay, so we know how to delete things, the characters from string buffer. Okay, next, reverse. This is another very important method in string buffer. Okay, sometimes we need to reverse content of the string buffer. So let me go back to the initial stage. So again we are back to the initial. Now I want to reverse the characters. How can I do? You just reverse it. Run it. Can you see that? So it got reversed. All right. Next, replace. Okay. Sometime we need to replace characters. Okay, from say that from a specific position to from starting to the end. So how can I do that? Okay. Replace. I want to replace this string with hello. Okay, how can I do that? So start counting 0 1 2 3 4 5. So I should give 6. Run it. Hello 1. Cool, right? It's amazing. Okay, next. charAt. Okay, this is again is very easy. So how can I, let me comment out these things. I want to find out the character, say that in this position, this one. So what is the character? So I want to find out dynamically. Okay, so char c, then my buffer charAt. Okay, I want to find out this character. So what should I type the index 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, okay, and I want to print these things, this character. Can we see? G. Remember one thing. So whenever we give a range of index in string, especially in Java, the last, say that starting and ending, the end index always is excluded. Okay, say that I want to do something from starting 0 to 5, so it will be considered as 0 to 4, not 5. So 5 is the upper bound which is excluded. For example, what we have seen here. So okay, start and end. In this case, if you give 0 to 5, that means all the characters between 0 to 4 will be deleted. Okay, so remember that thing in Java, because whenever we specify a range in case of string, that the end index is always it will be less than the whatever that index that we mention. So if we mention the end 5, it will be considered 4. If we mention 10, it will be considered 9. Remember this fact. Okay, and in this case we don't have any problem. So it will be considered, because we are considering only one character, so we don't have lower limit and upper limit. So 5 means it will be counted from 0 till 5. Okay, remember these things. So we already discussed about this. setCharAt, this one. Okay, again this is again very simple one. setChar. Okay, how can I set character? Let me remove this and okay, what we are saying here, okay, in this string put a in index 0. That means s will So a will be here. So let me print here. Okay, can you see set character? So we are replacing this space. So for example, another example, that say that I want to replace with something else. So what is the index? 0 1 2 3 4 5 5. Say that I want to make it something like this. So let me see how it works. Can you see? Initially it was small letter, now it became capital letter. Is it because of this? Cool, right? Okay, next. So that we want to find out the length of the string buffer. So how to find the length? Okay, so it returns the length, number of characters in the string buffer. So let me show you that. Int length my buffer dot length. Okay, I want to print it. So it shows that there are 18 characters in the buffer. This is quite simple one. Okay, next. Then let me strike it. So capacity. So it shows the capacity of the current string buffer. So how many characters it contains, it is able to occupy. Okay, so it shows the capacity. So we need to find out the capacity of this my buffer. Okay, so how can I find out capacity? And print it here. All right. Okay, let me see what Eclipse says about the capacity of the method. A string buffer method returns the current capacity. The capacity is the number of characters that can be stored when including already written characters beyond which an allocation will occur. Okay, so let me print this. Okay, shows that 34 is the capacity. Cool. So we generally don't use this method much, but knowing these things and the fundamental things always better, right? So next point. Trim to size. This is a little bit interesting. Let me show you that. Okay, trim to size. Okay, so before calling this method our capacity was 34. So if I call this, what will happen to this capacity? Okay, let me run this. See, it got decreased. So what does it mean? Let's see it. Attempts to reduce storage used for the character sequence. So basically what it does, so it optimizes the storage of the string buffer. So it checks whether is there any unnecessary space or not space, storage is there or not. So it will optimize that. Initially it was showing 34, so it optimized to 18. This is again also not used so much during the basic programming of the Java programming. Okay, so that's it for this video. In this lesson we have talked about 10 important method of string buffer. Okay, To summarize the things, I just want to when we need to use string buffer. Okay, so you should use the string buffer class when you need to perform frequent string modifications operations such as appending, inserting, or deleting characters. Here are few specific scenarios where using string buffer can be beneficial. Okay, when you need to concatenate a large number of strings, when you need to perform repeated string modifications, when you need to modify string in multi-threaded environments. Another important note, Java also has a string builder class which is similar to a string buffer but is not thread safe. Use string builder when you don't need to worry about thread safety, okay, as it is faster than string buffer. Alright, that's it for today's video. See you in the next.